This was back in 2014. I was 10 then, when my grandfather died on November 8th. He and grandma used to live with me and my mother. My father was not living with us that time due to work, but they shifted to another house. My grandfather wanted to return back to us and our house, but he passed away before he could. His last wish was to live with us. The night before he died, we visited him in the hospital, and he was a bit senile in the end, and asked us when we were taking him along with us to our home. Every time we visited, he would ask this. Fast forward 2 months later, mid-Jan 2015, me and my mom, along with our maid, used to sleep late at night around 2-3 a.m. after watching movies and hanging out with our mama and mummy and cousin. They lived 5 minutes near our house. We had lived in our apartment for 10 years before this incident. Suddenly, around the mid of Jan, every night religiously between 2:30 a.m. 3 a.m., we would hear some crash near the kitchen. The kitchen was far from our room. This would sound as if some utensil or bowl from the kitchen had fallen. First few nights we ignored. Then we thought it was rats, so we set up rat traps. We set the traps for a week and had killed all the rats in the house since the traps would be empty after a week. But the crashes never stopped. One night, we heard the biggest and the loudest crash. This time, my mom was sure someone broke in. She called the maid and told her to check if someone was there. The maid checked and said no one was there and there was no utensil on the floor too. This spooked all 3 of us. Beginning of Feb 2015 now. The crashes happened every night. One night, I vividly remember, I had gone to bed and turned off the lights in the room, but when we woke up that morning, the lights were on. The maid couldn't do it because we locked the room, and my mom didn't wake up in the night too. Anyways, moving on. I should mention all the windows in our house had grills all over it and had like 2-door type window panes with a latch in the middle. One night, the grills, a bit loose, started rattling ever so slightly. Note that in the 10 years that we lived there, the grills never rattled. They started rattling as if a strong breeze was vibrating it. The rattling wasn't that loud, but it was disturbing. First night, we ignored it. Few days later, every night they were rattling. Our maid, who slept in a room all across the flat, came to our room saying she was scared as the grills in her room were vibrating and rattling too. This went on for some time, and the maid also slept in our room on the floor with her mattress. Finally, my mom consulted our family priest. He was very accurate in his predictions, and he had accurately predicted the deaths of many family members. Last year, my maternal grandpa died of cancer, but we consulted him days before grandpa died, and the priest, without knowing my grandpa was sick, said that my grandpa didn't have much time left. Anyways, at that time when my mom consulted him, he said that the spirit of my grandpa was coming to visit us every night, and he was very concerned. He is usually not the kind of a person to worry